Columbus Convention Center is on the left. It's
here locally, and I believe, are you in Cleveland? And forgive me for not knowing, I believe you are. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in Cleveland. I have a satellite office in Columbus, and my co-counsel in this case, Scott Smith, is also down in Columbus, and then we are also joined in our trial team by the Public Justice PC, which is a national public interest law firm that has signed on to this case to work with us, particularly because it deals with a hostile environment in a collegiate campus where a university is involved under the law that provides for these claims, Title IX, which is an amendment to the educational amendment to the U.S. Code that was passed some years ago that allows these claims to be brought.
So yeah, have you heard the comparison? Have you heard people say that? Because it's running rampant here. I mean, you see it all over social media. People are like, oh, here we go, Michigan State Part 2 or whatever. And I don't know if you have anything, how you feel, what's your reaction to people comparing it to Larry Nassar and the thing that obviously went on at Michigan State?
Well, I think you certainly can draw some similarities. I mean, in both instances, you have this sort of institutional indifference where, the brand was protected over the safety and the rights of the students on campus. And so there are certainly some similarities in that, and the claims are similar in that Title IX claims were brought in the University of Michigan cases as well. What's unique about the Ohio State claims is that this is perhaps one of the first times we've seen a male-on-male abuse situation, and in many instances, it's much more rare and less likely that a male will come forward and acknowledge being a victim of sexual abuse as opposed to a female. And while they both, I think, in victims experience the same sort of withdrawal and shame and embarrassment and denial in many instances and fear of coming forward, I think it may be even greater for some of the folks that we're representing, because it is a unique situation with a male-on-male harassment, and it just historically has been something that I think is less reported on and men are less likely to come forward with.
Yeah, I would have to actually agree with all that, your statement there, because, guys they're much less likely to actually blow the whistle during and that kind of leads me to my next question, which what do you say to people who ask why now and why it took so long? I mean, is that part of what you were kind of alluding to right there?
Yeah, well, what you see, and part of it is certainly that when this happened, a lot of the male athletes, in particular, there was some locker room discussions about the nicknames that this doctor had that were known by the coaching staff and the trainers, the administrators that were all in these locker rooms. And part of these conversations, it's a little crass, but Dr. Strauss was known as Dr. Cough or Dr. Nuts, or Dr., again, a little crass, but Dr. Jelly Paws. And this was this was well known across the training rooms at the university. And so, to think that for 20 years, nobody stepped forward to say, well, that's a little strange, and someone going in for a hangnail.
A heads up. Starting tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., the right two lanes northbound 75 at the bridge will be closed to inspect the construction that was done earlier this week. Yummy. I'm Rob Williams with traffic on News Radio 700 WLW.
The forecast from the 700 WLW Weather Center for tonight. Clear skies 60, sunshine 82 tomorrow. It's 80 now. News Radio 700 WLW.
Tony Pike has the latest from training camp today at 3:25 on 700 WLW, the home of the best Bengals coverage.
This report is brought to you by Huntington Bank. Welcome to a bank that puts people over money. Welcome to a bank that was built to help individuals, families, and communities thrive. Welcome to a bank that remembers why banks exist. Welcome to a bank that knows decimal points and commas aren't how you measure the value of a person. Welcome to Huntington.
Reds fans, 4 for 48 weekends are back this season. Cheer on your Reds when they take on the Phillies this weekend and save by 4 view level tickets and receive 4 Reds hats for only $48. Don't miss a weekend of Reds baseball, fireworks, giveaways, and a post-game concert featuring Walk the Moon. For tickets to see your Reds take on the Phillies this weekend, visit Reds.com/4for48. Every day across America, terrible quotes are happening.
When you're afraid of everything, you're afraid of nothing.
Grass, just soft
Santa's Club. I have a sixth sense for smelling.
So terrible. But thanks to Safe Auto, you can get a great car insurance quote in just 3 minutes. It could save you 25%. Visit safeauto.com today.
Put the wow back into your curb appeal with Mastic Siding from Plygem, America's leader in vinyl siding. Mastic offers 40 on-trend colors to create a home exterior that's the envy of your neighborhood. Thanks to Mastic's innovative solar defense technology, we're able to offer the richest colors available for your home, backed by the industry's only available no fade, no distortion promise. Visit mastic.com/radio today for terms and conditions of the promise and warranty. And while you're there, find out how you can get a $250 rebate with your qualifying purchase of Mastic vinyl siding. That's mastic.com/radio.
9,997. No. Suppose Thomas Edison had given up. 9,998. But his failures only led him to the next idea. 9,999. Picture Times Square, dim. Las Vegas dark. Your home black. Picture no electric light. 10,000. Come on. Optimism. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Car shopping in the summer can be brutal.
Yeah, blacktop surface temperatures can get to almost 150 degrees.
But King's Toyota has a huge indoor showroom with 170 cars, and it's always 72 degrees.
It really is a cool destination.
Plan a trip to King's Toyota to see all the new 2018 Highlander XLEs in stock with $4,500 off MSRP.
Highlander XLEs with $4,500 off MSRP?
Plus free oil changes for life at King's Toyota.
They've got it made in the shade.
King's Toyota. You have arrived at your destination.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's is where pros find the hard-working tool brands they can rely on at the right